Hello, welcome to this week's weekly outlook. Going to kick off with a few dollar pairs, then we're going to cover some trades of the week, and then we'll look at some crypto at the end. There is a few important news events coming up. We have FOMC on Wednesday, and I suggest that's why the market has been so slow, potentially waiting on that. And then we have rate decisions out of the UK and Europe on Thursday, so a lot of news and a lot to get through. So we'll kick off with Euro, and we'll just see where we are in terms of structure so far. On the weekly time frame, we've come into a technical area of support and resistance, and you can see we're starting to slow down here with 3 wicks. We have 1 wick here, 2 wick, and this is the 3rd wick. Where we got that before is here. You can see, let me just highlight that for you. 1, then this 2nd wick, 3rd wick before we move down, and then we have it here 1, 2, 3 before we move down. We have it here 1, 2, 3 before we move down. So we have technically an area of resistance, and then we have a pattern that I like to see happening at major resistance. So down into the H4, if we are looking for selling opportunities, I'm just keeping an eye on structure at the moment. This is what I have. You may have seen it in a blog post on this site, but we have this bullish channel. If overall I'm looking for some bearish setups to come into play, these are the levels I'm watching. So let me just take this off to clear this up. We can see this bullish channel, but also if we zoom in, we can see that Monday's high and low is capping the market so far. So let's just zoom in. Let me highlight that for you. Monday's low, support, 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 support. Possibly we just range until that FOMC, and then if we break out and retest that from the underside, then that would, in my eyes, be a nice trigger to start to look at shorts. But please be aware of that rate decision on Thursday as well. So yeah, plenty of news coming out for Euro USD, but I am looking for selling opportunities, and we'll see how price reacts to all that news. And I am looking at this structure, support, 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 and then I'm looking at this Monday low, support, support, support. So if we get a good H4 close below, retest, then that could be the catalyst for pushing price lower. First target is this previous weekly low, and then we'll see if we can break below this larger channel on Euro USD. So okay, so moving on to pound. This is a weekly chart. The same pattern that happened here, the 3 wicks, 1, 2, 3 before selling off. That could be potentially what's on the cards this week. So even though we've got 2 here, let's just zoom in so I can show you that. So we've got 1 candle wick rejecting this weekly high, and all we need to do is watch this, a rejection above here, and that may open the door for some selling opportunities, especially if we can take out this previous swing point as well on pound. So let's look at the structure on the lower time frames. Also be wary that we do have a lot of news out this week, so that will be dependent on how active I am on these dollar pairs. I have some structure, and we're just going off previous Monday's high and Monday low. We have resistance here and support. This seems to be holding up price, and this seems to be capping price. Resistance here, resistance here. So if I'm looking for selling opportunities, I either want a raid above here, close back below, and then this is where I would look to get involved. Or if we get a break below Monday's low and break below this structure, and this is where I would look for selling opportunities. My bias is to the downside on this, so I will have that in play. So we'll just wait for the trade to come to me, and if it comes to me, I'll take the trade. If it doesn't, then I will look at other instruments, probably not dollar based, but I will go over those in the video later. So let's move on to Aussie dollar weekly chart. You can see price has come up and took this swing point, which is key to me. Failed to close above it on the weekly time frame, so now I can go down and monitor price on the lower time frame. So you can see a good effect of that is not actually too far away. We have a clean swing point here, and you see price just came up, rated, failed to close above it, and then fell away. So this, although it may not happen here, this is a key place. We've sold off from here before, we've come up and we failed to close above this resistance, so that puts me on alert to start looking for some selling opportunities. It may happen, it may not, so we do have a key area that's come into place, so it does interest me. Down onto the H4, I'm just following structure at the moment. Support, 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 and support for the meantime. If we can come up, sweep this high, reject, get back below, then that's where I would open up some sales. If we come, get below this resistance, flipped it to support. This is a key area. Monday's high also in here for confluence. So if we miss an entry up here, we just wait for a H4 close below here, retest, and then look for selling opportunities in around 705. First target will be previous weekly low, and then we'll leave the rest on if we do get that follow through with the dollar strength that we've been waiting on for a while. We'll look at Kiwi, be very similar obviously. We'll go out to the weekly. Key swing point, rejection here, and it looks like we've rejected that again. We'll come up for one more sweep. So rejection once, rejection twice, and now I'm just going to follow structure on the lower time frames, see if we can get that breakdown and look to target lows as we go along. So quite simple really. We've sold off from this area before. It's a key swing point and it looks like we're stalling. We could break above and then retest on the other side if we don't like what we see from FOMC, but we'll take that into consideration once the week closes and we can take it from there. But from a lower time frame perspective on H4, price action is very, very choppy. As you can see, just marking out Monday's high and low. Resistance, resistance, support, support. So if I was looking for selling opportunities, you've guessed it, either a sweep of this high, break structure, get back below, and then that's where I would look to get involved, or if we break out Monday's low and then continue down. I will potentially let this week's Monday unfold, but we can see that the levels of this week's Mondays is yeah, in play because it's holding up price at the moment. So I'll maybe let Monday unfold and then see where we get from there with new levels and see if they line up with anything. Dollar yen on the H4 chart here. If I am bullish on the dollar, I'm waiting for a breakout of this structure as it's obviously bearish. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I would like a push. Maybe FOMC is the catalyst for that push, and then if we get a retest, then it's a simple trade from this previous weekly high, Monday high. You can see resistance here, we get that push and breakout of this structure, then yeah, I like this very much technically. Dollar yen and dollar CAD, actually on the H4 chart, I'm just following this structure because that's what's holding down the market. Resistance, 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 and then we have Monday's low acting as clear support. Support here, support here, support, support, and then resistance. So maybe we come down a little bit further, but if we break back inside that Monday low, then that's where I would look to get long. First target's going to be the previous weekly high. So hopefully that made sense. It's just a couple of dollar pairs that I'm looking at. I am bullish on the dollar, but being very patient on this pullback, obviously. And maybe FOMC is a catalyst for pushing dollar in the direction that I'm looking at. If it doesn't, then I'm not too worried. We'll reevaluate the plan. I will have new plans out on Wednesday after the news, but yeah, that's the plan so far going into the week ahead. As I say, they could change as anything. You just have to take it day by day. I will post into the group daily on my thoughts for the day, and any trades that I take I'll post in there. So let's go on to a few trades that aren't going to be too dollar dependent. So we'll take a look at pound CAD. That's something I was looking to buy last week. If we look at the H4, we can kind of see that we're coming into an area resistance here, resistance and support. We did get that bounce that I was looking to see. I'm bullish on this instrument, but unfortunately Monday's low didn't give us what we wanted to see. We entered at Monday's low, and originally we got a nice bounce, and then it just came back and took us out for break even. Now you can see price resistance here, support, resistance. If I'm bullish this, I just want H4 close back inside Monday's low, retest, and then first target will be here, weekly open, and then second target will be this Monday high. So the second entry, if we do not get that push, if we come down, sweep this low, then I'll just look for a deviation of this low to get involved. Quite simple. Looking for buying opportunities in pound CAD. If we get this break of structure, that'll be my first plan. If we come lower, take out these stops, then this will be my second plan to get involved. Look at Euro CAD, H4 chart. I'm bullish on this. Broke out of this structure, resistance, resistance, and support. I'm looking at this previous weekly low as an area to potentially long. If we come down, sweep it, take stops, get back inside, then I'll be looking to play it up to Monday's low, and then if we break, looking to take out these equal highs on EuroCAD. So I'm bullish in that, but just waiting for the price action to turn around. As you can see, we're in the middle of this pullback, and yeah, I've indicated that this previous weekly low could be a potential place because we have that confluence run through the market as well, like that. So that'd be a key area to look for longs for EuroCAD in my eyes. Aussie CAD, leave it with Aussie CAD, quite clean technically. We've been in this bullish run, and all I'm simply doing is looking at this high resistance. It's a previous weekly high as well, so you see it acting as support. We do have a previous day low, support and resistance. So if we can get a H4 close, break this pullback structure, retest, then this is where I'll look to long, and this is going to be the target. So quite simple, just looking for a break of this structure. Hopefully we can get that bounce. Also previous Monday's high may come into play. If we can come down, sweep that, and then break structure, then that's a possible entry, but I'm bullish on Aussie CAD as well. So I'll leave you with that. There's nothing really interesting on the crypto space that I'm interested in. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. This structure on the H4, if I am looking to sell, it has to be, we have Monday's low here that's holding up price. Support, support, support. So if we get some dollar strength, you can see that this previous weekly high is capping the market, and it's just been very, very, very choppy. So conditions haven't been quite good for trading, but I am looking for some downside. Whether I get it or not remains to be seen. But this is the structure I'm looking at. We have resistance run through here, we have support here, and then we have Monday's low acting as support. If we can get a H4 close, a push here, and then a retest of these lows, then that would clear the gates for me to look for some selling opportunities in my eyes. First target would be this previous weekly low. So I will probably let Monday unfold, see what levels we get to work with there, and then we'll take it from there. We do have a lot of news out, so you're going to have to be quite careful coming up into that. So maybe the market is very quiet until Wednesday evening, and then we also have on Thursday morning those rate decisions. So yeah, it could be a little bit tricky, but I'll keep you updated daily, and I'll post any trades that I take into the group. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to join me in the Discord group where I update members daily what I'm trading and what I'm looking at, then I'll leave a link in the description below. Other than that, thanks for watching and have a profitable week.